What's up, everybody? Robert the Bruce here, and today we are covering how to dominate with mobile artillery. And yes, you can and will dominate. It is not that tough. Quick note here, if you get bored at any time during the video, click that button at the top left that says click here to skip to the next section. They'll jump you through the video through the relevant points you need to know so you don't have to play any guesswork on where to jump to if you feel like you already got something covered. We're covering the A to Z on mobile artillery today so you can get out there and rock the battlefield after you see this video. It's all right here, YeshGaming. Now, first things first, let's go ahead and cover the sections of this video. It's going to be how to aim, the unlocks and what they do, and finally my favorite loadout to use with mobile artillery. Again, there's that button at the top left that'll jump through these sections as we go along if you feel like you already got one of them covered yourself and don't need to learn any more about it. First up, how to aim. Biggest tip I can tell you, your map shows where your rockets are landing. And what that means is, for PC guys, you can actually expand your mini-map larger and then see where the rockets are hitting. For guys on console, after firing your rockets, hit start, and then you can use that big map on the pause menu to see where the rockets are going. I'll show you right here. I fire the rockets off, and then we'll zoom in on the map, and you'll see right in that yellow circle those little blips showing up on the radar. That's where the rockets are hitting. This is the best way to figure out where your rockets are going to land. There's always a small amount of guesswork until you get really good with it for that first volley of rockets you send off on whether or not you're too far, too short. So this is number one, the best way starting out, especially to get comfortable with where the rockets are going to hit. Now you see here I keep slightly elevating my my aim there. I'm getting closer and closer. Right there, I'm pretty much on the delta point that I'm aiming at now. Aim up just a hair for this last volley. And then you can see on the next pause menu, they hit right on it. Now, of course, the farther away the target is, the longer it takes for the rockets to get there. So you got to kind of wait a second for those to hit. Now, the elevation drastically changes the rocket's travel distance. So you might be a little confused on one map and one position. A certain notch on the aimer there goes, 200 meters. And you're like, oh, great, that's how far that one is. Then you go to another map, or even the same map, just in a different spot, and that same notch is going 300 meters. And you're like, what in the world? This is, this makes no sense. The aimer doesn't help. Well, here's the best I can tell you. Just to generalize it, the first, half of the aimer, around 150 to 300 meters. Second half, 300 to 450. Below that, you can actually aim even higher. It can go all the way up over 600. Heard some guys say they can get up to 650. The highest I've ever gotten was about 615, totally maxing out the height of the rocket's trajectory there. But that's a good kind of base starter on how to aim starting out. And then, like I said, hit that pause button once you send off a volley from your salvo. See where they're hitting and adjust a little bit as needed. Sometimes my first few rockets, I'll even, move up a notch on each rocket around the area I think it's supposed to be, and then see which of those hits the closest to go. So usually within just a couple of seconds you can zero in exactly where you need to be aiming and really take down your target. Another little side point here, just like with any ground vehicle, even helicopters, capturing points is an easy way to level them up. So it's kind of cheap. You don't really get better with that vehicle, but it is going to get you some points. Next up, we got the unlocks and what they do. On the slot 1, you've got the autoloader, proximity scan, maintenance, and thermal camo. Now, my personal favorite out of this group is definitely the autoloader. With a secondary favorite, sometimes I will like the proximity scan, but I like the autoloader primarily just because your number one goal is to get as many rockets downrange as possible, and that's what you want to do. Proximity scan can be useful on a smaller map where you think you're going to run into more infantry, though. Slot 2, you've got the IR smoke, zoom optics, and proximity defense. Now here I like IR smoke the best because you don't have much defense on these things, so one javelin will bust you up pretty bad. Proximity defense is a secondary, though, that is okay. This is a look at what it is. If you don't know what it is, right there you see that smoke come out. It's actually incendiary smoke. It's anti-infantry. It only hits the area right around you, but if a guy's run up to see for you and you have proximity defense on, you can pop that when he gets close and it'll kill him. Slot 3, you've got the ATA CMS missile, anti-air missile, airburst missile, and the tow. Now the ATA CMS missile is just worthless. It's basically a lock-on missile for ground units only. Usually takes 2 of them to disable anything. I just advise you stay away from it. It's really not that helpful. Anti-air is my favorite out of all these. I think it makes the mobile artillery a very diverse, powerful weapon on the battlefield. I'll get more into that later. Airburst missile is not bad. It shoots just like the same, like your normal rockets. You get 2 of them, but instead of exploding on the ground, they explode right before they hit and spread out in a bigger area, but they only affect infantry. So they can be good. Some guys are good with them. I don't really use them that much because I feel like the main rockets do enough damage. I kill infantry with those just fine. The tow missile, it's just like it is on the stationary tow rockets you have on other maps. Pretty worthless on this thing, and you're not really going to do much damage with it, so I stay away from that as well. Now moving on to the final section, my favorite loadout with the mobile artillery: autoloader, IR smoke, and anti-air missiles. Now first we're actually going to hit on the anti-air missiles. They have incredible range and they reload super fast. Plus you get 2 of them, so it's not like a Stinger or something where you just get 1 at a time. So you can stagger them like this, and with the great range, planes usually have no idea where you are. You'll disable planes very quickly that way. Or you can even fire 2 at once a lot of times, and if he doesn't have any flares or anything, you take him out right away. If he does flare, they reload so quickly that usually they're not out of your range yet, and you've got 2 more you can fire off. So all of these shots here, I'm doing my normal work with the mobile artillery, attacking points from a distance, but then anytime a plane, helicopter, even AC-130 flies over me, I'm pitching in, helping out. They're already usually distracted in some sort of dogfight or something, so the last thing they can worry about is dealing with me. And you really just can dominate. It's a great way to level up as well. Once you get the anti-air missile unlocked, if you're having trouble leveling up farther, use it just like it's primarily anti-air, and can really get a lot of kills, a lot of points for your team, and be very helpful because the armored kill maps are very air oriented. The air vehicles really matter on these maps, in my opinion, more than they do on the normal maps. So being able to be a dominating force against those vehicles is a huge advantage for your team, and a great way for you to pitch in and help out whenever you're not really sure what point you should be lobbing your primary rockets at. For the other 2 slots, like I said, I like the autoloader and the IR smoke. The autoloader, again, just because you want your main rockets to be able to launch as many rockets as fast as you can. So I think that's just the best option there. And the IR smoke is because I think that more often than not, somebody's going to be javelining you or hitting you from an air-to-ground missile from a plane or helicopter, and those will bust you up real fast. So I like that just slightly better than the proximity defense because I think you'll use it more. And as you see in this last big clip here, if all else fails, just drive around and run it over, guys. Why not? Hey, thanks so much for watching. That huge button on the top right is completely ridiculous. Click that to subscribe. Really motivates me to keep putting out more videos. The more subscribers I get. If you've got a special loadout you use that's different from mine, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. I'm always looking to improve my game, and if you've got something you think really works that varies from what I said here, hey, I'd love to try it out if you give me some good reasons why. If you've got something specific in the game you're struggling with, I'd love to hear from you. I started this channel, and I still continue it today to help the Battlefield community. It's why I'm here. It's what I like to do. So put it in the comments below if there's something you need some help on or would like some advice with. And join us in the Yesh servers. If you're on PlayStation 3, just search Yesh in your browser and we'll pop up. Come have a good time with us. And as always, don't forget, only rookies camp the enemy spawn.